Hey everybody, it's Katie from A Cup of Tea, and we are continuing with Vlogtober today. And today's prompt from Whitney at Come Home for Comfort was all about what you're currently reading. And I had to chuckle to myself because this is the one time ever where I've got 4 different books going at once, which never happens. Never happens. I am a one and done kind of girl. I like to sit and read a book, and when it's done, I can move on to the next book. I am not a juggle multiple books at once kind of girl, especially when it comes to novels. And today I've got 4 books to share with you. What is going on with Katie these days? So yeah, so I thought I'd share that. And I thought I would share it sitting in my family room because this is where I usually sit and read and be all cozy. And isn't this blanket nice? I like this blanket. Yeah, this is my favorite part about fall, cozy blankets. Anyway, so I thought I'd share the books I'm reading. So let's start with some self-help books. I don't know why, but recently I've been into self-help books, which always sounds so morbid and sad, but really I just get them all about organizing and productivity. That's the kind of self-help that I need. And I have been reading 2 different books. The first one is Listful Thinking by Paula Rizzo, and this book is all just about making to-do lists and how to be more productive at your to-do list. It was a really quick read. I blitzed through this really fast, and I just got a little bit left of it. And I can't say there's anything in here that was earth-shattering, oh my goodness, that's a fantastic tip. I mean, basically, if you're making to-do lists as it is now, this book will be duh, duh, duh. But I will say, one takeaway that I had from here was that she talks about how lists are really supposed to be freeing and not meant to be overwhelming. And that if you do have a list that is overwhelming, take that list and chunk it up into smaller lists to make it seem less intimidating. And that was kind of a great takeaway, because every once in a while my brain gets so chucked full of all these to-dos that need to be done, and yeah, then I get intimidated when I write that list out. So this book was great. As I said, it was a quick read, easy read, so if you feel like you need to get your list game better, pick this book up. I think I actually bought this, but you can get it at the library too. Get it at your library. Another book along the same lines is this book. This is The Fringe Hours, and this is a really great book. I'm just getting started in this book, so I am currently, I'm currently reading this. This is from Jessica Turner, and this is all about finding the times in the day, making time for yourself, making yourself a priority in your busy day, in your busy week, and that if you're passionate about trying to give yourself time to do the things that you love, your passions, quiet time, wind down time, whatever that may be, if you're passionate about finding that, you can find those times. You just got to make it a priority. So this book has been really neat so far. Like I said, I've just really kind of gotten started. Yeah, I love this book too. It's a really good one. Now on to novels. I am finishing up this one. This one is, it's from the library, so it's extra shiny cover. This one is called The Buried Giant from Kazuo Ishiguro. Yeah, something like that. This has been excellent. I picked this up on a whim. It was on their, in the library, they have our library anyway, a recommended reading section or something like that. And so this just kind of caught my eye. It is set in England, Middle Ages. And so it's kind of interesting to read that. And it's kind of Lord of the Rings meets a King Arthur movie. It's those 2 things combined. It's that kind of plot. There's a little bit of fantasy element in it, but then it's also, it's England in the Middle Ages. So it's kind of historical fiction-y and a fantasy novel kind of rolled into one. And it's really good. I can't wait to finish this. That's my duty this weekend, is to finish it up. And it's really, really, really excellent. So I promised myself that when I finished this book, I could start a new book. And my next book, I was just too excited to wait. And so I started it, which is probably why this one's taking me a while, because I'd rather read this other book more. And this is not the latest one from Jan Karen, but the most recent, the one from last year that I haven't read yet. And this is the Mitford Series. If you have not read Jan Karen's Mitford Series, you need to do that right away. If you love books that are lighthearted and funny, but definitely sweet stories and good characters, but just really lighthearted overall, then that series is going to be right up your alley. But the whole series follows an Episcopalian preacher named Father Tim, and he lives in a little rural mountain town, and the story follows him and then everyone else in the town. So there's a whole crazy cast of characters, but it's just a really sweet, uplifting, heartwarming series. And this one is the one that came out last year, and I didn't get a chance to read it last year. And there's a new one that's just come out, and so I can't read the new one that just came out without reading this one first. And this one is Somewhere Safe with Somebody Good. And I just started this, and I'm like, I love this series. And I'm like, part of me wants to like obviously start it now because I want to read it. I want to read it now. I want to read it. But the other part of me is like, I don't want to read it because that means I'm going to read the next one, which means that like I'm done with the series again until she decides to make another book. And I have to like not read books for a while because these are so good. I've rambled on enough about this book. I love this series so much. So if you haven't read the Mitford series by Jan Karen yet, do it. Do it now. You're silly if you don't. So that's it. Those are what books I'm currently reading right now. I want to know from you, what books are you reading right now? Or are you sort of on the book like hiatus? Because that's how I go. I go in ebbs and flows. Like I'm reading a ton and then I like don't read for like months. So I am currently in the reading a ton bucket, but I definitely went through a drought like a few months back. Like I kept getting books from the library and wasn't reading any of them. So I want to hear what you're currently reading, even if they're magazines. Let me know. I want to know what your favorite magazines are too, because I love magazines and catalogs and things that come in the mail. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next Vlogtober. Bye!